Okay, this is the story time of the whole, like, pretty much growing up locked away. Okay, so, some of this onion is bad. So, I was born, right, and I was the best little kid, like, ever. Like, I was the best little baby. Such a happy little baby. I mean, I wouldn't stay still ever, but I was such a good little baby, right? Well, then, when I was 2, my little brother was born. Mind you, my parents did not get along. Like, they were both, like, I don't know. They just didn't get along, okay? And mainly because my dad's a piece of crap. Um, and so when my brother was born, I don't know, things just kind of changed in me. Like, I just became, like, really violent and aggressive and, like, mean. And, like, would physically abuse my little brother. And he was born with, we was both born premature. Okay, he ended up getting cerebral palsy from when he was born, right? And, so I would be, like, really mean and aggressive, and, like, they tried taking me to the doctors, and you just whatever. And it was, like, really bad. Like, I would literally, like, be trying to, my little brother, like, make it to where he was no longer here. And I mean, it should have been obvious to the doctors. Like, I was struggling with mental health. I mean, as a baby, because who abuses somebody? I mean, like, really bad. I slammed his head into the fireplace, the brick fireplace. I used to shove things in my ear. My mom finally acted like it went to his brain, and we had to go to the hospital because he was gonna have brain damage. But I was still mean to him after that. I mean, like, really mean. Sorry, really mean and abusive. Okay, well then I, this is not working out. Then I became like 10 or 11 and things started getting really bad. Like, I'm trying to cut these for my ramen. Um, I just, I'll just use those for my ramen. Yeah, so I just started getting really aggressive, having these wild, crazy mood swings. Like, I wouldn't want to be mean. Like, it would just be something in me telling me to do bad things all the time. I started stealing cigarettes at a very young age and was sneaking and smoking them. I started doing drugs at a really young age. Like, my family still don't even know the truth about how young I was when I started using really hardcore drugs. But, okay, so 11 comes around, and, I started, like, acting up really bad in school, like, really bad. And, I started, like, walking out of class, right? Like, I would just walk out because I had more important things to do than sit in a freaking classroom. I didn't really, but I thought I did, you know. And so finally, I walked out of class one day, and police tried to stop me, and I ran. They tackled me. You know, they found out I had left from class. They took me back home, and then I kept running away, like, at a really young age. So I ended up getting put on probation. I was like 12? No, maybe older than that. I don't even know. But before I got put on the probation, I would run away, and they would take me to this place called Summit Ridge. It's for behavioral and mental health. I hated it there, absolutely hated it there. You was monitored all the time. If you acted up, you went in the BCR, Behavioral Control Room, and they would tie you to this table, and then they would inject you with stuff, and then you would just be like a zombie. Oh, and, like, I ended up being diagnosed with bipolar, ODD, ADHD, and, so they had me on medicine, and I didn't like taking the medicine because it didn't make me right. And so all that was going on, and I kept going in and out of the asylum. Like, I mean, I would have these violent outbursts. Like, I would start breaking stuff around the house. I would be aggressive to everybody, trying to harm my little brother. And so I kept getting sent to the loony bin, pretty much. And then, you know, I kind of started getting into drugs, and that's when I got put on probation because I kept running away, and, like, I would fight the police. Like, one of my first ever charges was obstruction of an officer. It took, like, 4 or 5 police to hog tie me and get me to my house, and I acted so crazy So they just went ahead and took me to the loony bin, and then after the loony bin, I went straight to juvie. Went there a couple times, and then, so yeah, then I just got really bad on drugs, and I just would only come to the house whenever, and I mean, all this is like before I'm 15. And so then, like, I wouldn't really be around, like, I kept just running away, and so yeah, that's just the short version. Like, I went through a lot of things as a kid. Like, my dad was a really messed up individual in the head. He would do very foul things, like things I can't mention on any social media site. He was very abusive to me, my brother, and you want to know the craziest part? His brother, his younger brother, is a high-ranking officer. He's either chief or captain in the county I was born. His family didn't care what he was doing to us. I was less than 10, and he made me and my brother drink a bunch of alcohol. And I think my aggressive tendencies came from my dad's mother. When I would go there for the summer, she would tell me when I got back home to pinch, bite, hit, pull my grandma's hair, do all these mean things. But yeah, that's the story time of how I pretty much grew up in juvie and the loony bin, because I was absolutely off my rocker. I know I'm not better, I'm not healed, I'm not on any medication. I do still have my outbursts, but I'm no longer as violent. But I'm also 6 years sober, 6 or 7. So yeah, all that. And then before I was even 18, I started injecting drugs. So yeah, I probably deserved to be in there. I mean, like, I was getting into really bad fights at school, really bad fights in the neighborhood. I grew up in a trailer park, but just aggressive. I was the most aggressive person I have ever met in my life, and I don't understand why, because I didn't want to be like that. I didn't enjoy hurting other people, you know? And now that I've gotten older, I'm 34 now, so that goes to tell you, like, why a lot of this happened, you know? Different times. But yeah, so, I mean, if you guys want me to go into detail anymore about any stuff, like, I can tell y'all some crazy stories, especially in my drug days. Like, I've been kidnapped and held hostage for 3 days, and then the guy actually went and killed himself after I was able to escape. Let's see, I dated a guy who, when I caught him cheating, he shot at me. That became his favorite thing to do, was to shoot at me. I don't know why. One time he shot at me and it missed me, hit the microwave, and then hit his brother in the elbow. Yeah, so, I mean, I could tell y'all all kind of stories. I just didn't think anybody would ever want to hear my stories, you know? I'm just an old, ugly, fat chick from Georgia. But yeah, if y'all, sorry I look so crazy. Today is my off day, and so I've just been really lounging. I walk back and forth to work. It's 5 miles. It takes me 2.5 hours. I work 8-hour shifts on my feet the whole time. I'm a Goodwill donor door attendant. And so, yeah, I've just been really exhausted lately. So, yeah, that's my story time. If you guys want me to go more into detail, like, about, like, my experience inside of the place and inside of juvie, I can. I don't mind. I just don't want to waste my time and energy on something if nobody's gonna be interested, you know? But yeah, so I appreciate everybody that was so interested in, you know, wanting to know my story time. It feels nice to be seen, to be noticed, to be acknowledged. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Okay? I gotta go make some ramen now.